And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Texas Motor Speedway as we get ready for chase race number 8 of Season 6 of the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series. This is officially the final Speedway race we will have here in Season 6 as we get ready to finish up this race weekend here at Texas Motor Speedway before we head to our chase races number 9 and 10 taking place at restricted plate tracks of Talladega and, of course, the season finale at Zen Joltis. Those two tracks are pretty much considered anybody's game. Here tonight, though, whoever has the dominant car had better use it, as far as the chasers are concerned, in order to get themselves valuable points in the chase for the championship to set themselves up for the final 2 races of the season. On the pole position is Madison Sieber, one of those chasers. Now, Sieber actually came away with a nice finish last week at Indianapolis after she actually was involved in a wreck, too. We'll see what Madison Sieber can do tonight. Right now, she comes into this race a total of 80 points back from Charles Jackson in the point standings. Still with 3 races to go. Amazing enough, she is still mathematically eligible to try and get the championship, but she needs to have a lot of drivers in front of her in the points encounter trouble tonight, and she needs to pretty much come away with her second win of the season if it can be done. Then alongside of her, a driver who, since making his debut here in the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series, has really not had good luck come his way at all, and that is rookie Eugene DeMax. He's trying to get that number 41 back to victory lane. He's been to victory lane one time this season. That was at Daytona with Kevin White, the driver who he replaced. And Eugene DeMax, with a good qualifying run tonight, might be able to turn his luck around, finally pick up a good finish for that Earnhardt Ganassi Racing Chevy team. Then lining up in row number 2, Dylan Young, who actually had a fairly good finish last week at Indianapolis as well, looking to possibly pick up his second win of the season, as he won earlier on this season on a couple weeks ago, I should say, on Fuel Strategy at Lime Rock. And alongside of him, his teammate out of Penske Germain Racing, that is Deanna Shelton in the 13, who went to victory lane Chicagoland earlier on this season. That was also on fuel mileage, and we have seen here in the Trucks and Mobile Cup Series events that tonight it's going to come down to who has the best fuel strategy to get them to the win at the end of the day. Then it looks like we're going to actually have a chaser starting up in the 6th position. You got Cody Lamas lined up in 5th. 6th place is going to be William Duncan. Now, we already know that the Fords have been on a major momentum streak as of late, with Emilio Navarrete picking up a win, then Alan Tanker, then Dylan Young, and then last week, Dougie Shears going back to victory lane for the second time this season. Ford is currently on a 4-race winning streak, and they've got a total of 3 Fords starting already up here in the top 6 for tonight's race. William Duncan is the only Ford that has made the chase for the championship, comes in 7th in the point standings, a total of 45 points out of the top position. Tonight could be a night for him to capitalize and pick up a win. As a matter of fact, I think back here, Isaac Canepa, Ford Mustang, won the Mobile Cup Series event here, so the Fords obviously still do well at these tracks. And then we're going to be looking to see if we can find any other chasers through this field. Looks like we got a few chasers lined up in row number 6. Anthony McCurry on the inside of Drew Austin. Now, McCurry comes into this race 8th in points, Drew Austin 9th in points. They are a total of 65 and 71 points respectively behind, still eligible for the championship. We'll see what the qualifying results they got tonight are going to give them at the end of this evening's race. But the points coming into this race are as follows. Charles Jackson, after a good run last week at Indianapolis, he is the current points leader by a total of 19 points over second in the standings, Cole Daly. Sean Galligan is third in the point standings. He is a total of 36 points back. Then you got Danny Wells, he is 39 points back. John Radigan also 39 points back as they are in a tie for 4th and 5th place. Tim Walsh is a total of 43 points back. I believe I'm writing that. Yes, 43 points back. He's 6th in points. And William Duncan, as I said, 45 points back in 7th. Right now, based on what it's looking like, with just 3 races remaining, it looks like the championship could come down between Jackson, Daly, Galligan, Wells, Radigan, Walsh, and Duncan. But Anthony McCurry, Drew Austin, Sean Henley, they're right on the verge of maybe getting themselves back into contention with 2 races remaining. We'll have to see how they do here tonight. Anyway, though, it's time to get these cars rolling off to complete a couple pace laps as we get ready to go under the green flag here in the AAA Texas 500. Hope you guys are looking forward to an exciting race. I certainly am. And we had an unbelievable finish in the Mobile Cup Series event. Nobody could have predicted Isaac Canepa was going to go to victory lane. Let's see what's going to happen here tonight in the Snickers Cup Series races. They roll off. Here is your starting lineup for our final Speedway race of the season. before we head to our 1-2 season finale punch of restrictor plate tracks to finish off season number 6. Sieber went to victory lane at the terrifying Stunt Road as she ended up picking up her first career win there. She'd love to be able to go back to victory lane, be a two-time winner here this season, as her future in the 33 is uncertain. Chris Dollerton's still waiting till the end of the season to make the announcement of which driver is actually going to officially be in that 33 in Season 7. So Madison Sieber out to prove something here in hopes of returning to the 33 in Season 7. As here we go. Getting ready to go to green flag racing. Will the Ford streak continue tonight? We'll find out. Fuel strategy is going to come into play. Green flag waves here at Texas Motor Speedway. 34 laps of racing, same amount that we had in the Truck Series race, same amount that we had in the Moldwin Cup Series race, which means that basically the fuel window is going to be 20 to 22 laps. We'll see if that comes into play here tonight as Sieber gets the lead. Dylan Young moves to second. Battle on for third now, Cody Lamas. Underneath of Eugene DeMax. And don't forget, Cody Lamas ended up winning the Truck Series race here a couple nights ago, so he's obviously trying to go 2 for 3 this race weekend. As here he comes underneath of Dylan Young, looking for that position. Cody Lamas picked up his second win of the season in the Truck Series, has yet to go to victory lane here in the Snickers Cup. He's actually been doing really well, too, after he came in and replaced, I believe it was Nick Eggleston in the 55. He's moved himself up to 29th in the point standings, and that's a replacement driver, so he's having a tremendous season here. In the limited number of races that he ran, he's run much less races than some other drivers that he's actually passed in the point standings, including Michael Norman, Henry Nova, Mary Cole, a two-time winner. That just puts into perspective how good a season that 55 has had since Cody Lamas has gotten behind the wheel. But Madison Sieber right now, she is dominating. She has not really had a challenge for the lead. However, that could change very soon. Well, nope. Dylan Young going to peek to the inside now of the Peak Performance Toyota Camry, and he'll look for second place. PJ Williams right behind him there as well. Let's try and find out where Charles Jackson, the current points leader, where is he currently running? Oh, he's in a hornet's nest back here, back with LaPlante, Norman, Johnson, Vedarvu, Cittadino. Caught in the middle groove right now as Vedarvu is slipping way to the back awfully quickly. Jackson was 23rd last time around. We'll see where he crossed the stripe this time as he continues to lose positions. Loses one to Cittadino, loses one to Mason. Chris Washer going around on the high side, and Jackson officially crossed the stripe this time in position number 26. Let's see if Cole Daly's doing any better. Daly trying to run down Charles Jackson for the points lead. There he is. Daly had some hard luck last week in Indianapolis, as too did Danny Wells. Both of them took awfully hard hits in the chase standings. Cole Daly currently running up in the 11th position right now as he goes to the high side of Trent Dunham. I think the caution's waving. Yes, it is. Caution's out for the first time tonight as Daly crossed the stripe in the 10th position that time. And Madison Sieber is going to be the leader under the yellow flag. Anthony McCurry moved up to second. PJ Williams third. And then look at the Fords again. The Fords are back again. You got Tanker, Nick Barney, Dylan Young, Dan Shelton up here along with Cody Lamas machines. Looks like some drivers going to make some pit stops here. Let's quickly see who was involved. Oh, Vedarvu. We saw him actually caught on the extreme high line there for a moment. I wonder if maybe he hit the wall or something coming off one of those corners because he was running extremely high. Could not get his car back down to the inside. As Madison Sieber and everybody else looks like are going to come down pit road. Nobody's going to roll the dice. This is similar to what we saw in the Moldwin Cup Series race where nobody decided to stay out under the first caution. Apparently they're not planning on utilizing that kind of strategy until later on in this event. If we do go under the caution flag once again, we had only one caution flag in our Truck Series event, 2 caution flags in our Moldwin Cup Series event, so the cautions are very few and far between apparently this race weekend. As Madison Zebra looks like it's a gas and go. 33 is gone. No tires for the Cheerios Chevrolet. McCrory comes out second. Tanker comes out third. So interesting there. They go with just a gas and go early on here. No fresh rubber for any of the top three. As we're going to jump back now, see what happened. Rohit Vidarvu to put us under the caution flag for the first time tonight here at Texas. Here was coming off of turn number 2. Let's see if Vidarvu gets the wall. Well, no, he doesn't really, but Dougie Shears, last week's winner, goes up into him, turns him down, and into the 22 of Tristan Folks. And there you see last week's winner, Dougie Shears, two-time winner of the season. Whoa! Pretty hard impact there into the wall, too, for Vidarvu. As he and the 22 of Tristan Folks kind of sandwiched each other there. That was a pretty violent impact. I thought they were just going to basically spin, tap the wall, and then bounce off, but that's not the case. There you see the 22. He's going to back it into the outside retaining wall. Vidarvu does not nose it into the wall as he comes up in 3. But Vidarvu involved, Tristan Folks involved, and last week's winner, Dougie Shears, who picked up his second win of the season last week at Indianapolis. He's involved here in the first caution as well, and tough break for all of those drivers. This happened near the rear of the field, so fortunately not more drivers were involved. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing now, let's see if these drivers are going to be able to continue, and we'll see now after the pit strategy that was played out here who's going to be where as far as the top 10 for this restart. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing on lap 10 of 34. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that caution flag was the latest caution flag to come out this weekend. I think the Truck Series caution flag came out, the first one came out on lap 6, and I think that the mobile one came out on lap 7. I may be incorrect in that, but I think this was the latest caution so far this season, or so far this weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. But Madison Sieber went with a fuel-only strategy. She was first on, first off pit road as the leader. McCrory is second. Third place, Alan Tanker. Nick Barney fourth, and Henry Nova is now up to fifth. Cole Daly currently up in 6th. We'll have to see where he is in relation to Charles Jackson on this restart. Jackson, if he's running 26th or worse, Cole Daly would be the points leader. We'll find that out in a moment. Cody Lamas is 7th. Trent Dunham 8th. 9th place, Emilio Navarrete, and PJ Williams is in 10th. Let's find the rest of our chasers for this restart. Duncan is in 14th. Drew Austin back here in 17th. There's Charles Jackson, so he's still the points leader as he will restart in 20th. Sean Henley in 22nd place. Danny Wells will restart in 27th. Tim Walsh back here in 31st with Sean Galligan 32nd. Then you got Jake Cole, just missed him, there he is. 35th place for the American Ethanol Chevy. There's James Silverfox currently in 37th place. And John Radigan all the way back in the 39th position. As it appears, every single driver that took the green flag to start this race will be taking the green flag to restart this race. Dougie Shears, Rohit Vidarvu, Tristan Folks, who were involved in that first caution, still got their damage repaired and are going to continue in this evening's event. Wow, they're getting awfully racy now. After making that pit stop under our first caution, now they're getting ready to go to work here and start racing. As Tanker will move by Anthony McCurry and now immediately dives down to the inside of the 33. New leader is going to be Alan Tanker in the 16. First time tonight Madison Sieber has not been the leader. And now here comes Henry Nova down to the bottom. Ford's starting to make their presence felt here as Tanker is going to clear Henry Nova on the high side, amazingly enough. That was a good run into turn number 1 that Tanker got. Tanker went to victory lane earlier on this season, would love to go to victory lane again. He's the highest running non-chaser in the point standings by 1 point over Richard Johnson. It's a good battle actually for 14th in points. As Tanker continues to lead, Nova there in second. How about Cole Daly? There he is. He's coming up the inside line. Looking for third place, but he's about to get caught in the middle. Emilio Navarrete about to stick him down there. Wait a minute. Daly got a run out of 2, and he's going to clear that. Move Cole Daly officially into the 3rd position as the top 2 have begun to pull away. Rookies Alan Tanker and Henry Nova now open up about maybe 5, maybe even 6, 7 car lengths on 3rd place driver Cole Daly, and this could be trouble if this thing goes into a long green flag run. Now these drivers end up making their pit stops. Of all the drivers that came down pit road, they pitted on lap number 8, I believe. It was either 8 or 7. I think it might have been 7. So we know they can make it up until about lap 29 or 30. The question is, can they make it the rest of the way? We saw Isaac Canepa stretch it and pick up the win after starting dead last. Now the driver that started dead last in this race is rookie Zach Rogers, I believe. There he is, back in the 29th position right now. Just up ahead, couple of chasers in a good tussle. Jake Cole, Charles Jackson, Tim Walsh, Danny Wells in this as well. Sean Galligan just up ahead, so all the chasers find themselves within the same area. There's John Radigan there as well, right behind Danny Wells in the Burger King Chevrolet. As Charles is currently running in 27th place at the moment. 19 points ahead of Cole Daly, we said, coming into this race. Cole Daly right now would have to be running inside the top 5 at this particular moment to be the current points leader. Where is he? He's currently in 3rd place, about to lose that to Emilio Navarrete. So right now, by about 1 or 2 points, Cole Daly is the current leader of the live standings as far as the Snickers Cup Series is concerned. But this race is still far from over. Charles Jackson still with an opportunity to have something happen here tonight, as the leaders continue to still open up distance between themselves and 3rd place, which is now Emilio Navarrete. Tanker, his teammate, is the leader. Nova in 2nd. Now Navarrete going to go to work, try and run down Henry Nova, maybe try and make it a Roush Fenway 1-2 here at Texas. The Fords certainly making their presence felt right now, but a couple of Fords have actually slipped out of the picture. And I'm talking about the 2 Penske Germain cars who started up front. There's Deanna Shelton, currently running in the 19th position. And where is Dylan Young? Dylan Young was up here a moment ago. There he is. Currently in 10th place, going underneath Cole Daly, who has been caught in the high line. Now Daly begins to lose positions as he's being freight trained here. Drew Austin goes under him. John Cittadino going underneath. There's Trent Dunham. He's moved himself up into the top 5 now, currently running in the 5th position. Nice run there for the Walking Dead Sega Chevrolet. Walking Dead, of course, coming out with their 2nd season as far as the game. So that's why Trent Dunham's donning the Walking Dead colors here tonight at Texas. His home track, by the way. And actually, a track where Trent Dunham actually took the points lead away from Dylan Poteet in the Oreo Truck Series standings, as he's now the new points leader over there, trying to pick up his 2nd NNSCRA championship. He's a Season 3 Mobile Cup Series champ, would love to win in the Truck Series. And how about this guy? We haven't talked about him. He's all of a sudden made his presence felt up here inside the top 5. Joshua Michaels. He's actually the only Dodge driver that Everham Racing has had this season that has not gone to victory lane. Vedarvu, when he came in and replaced Barney Ward, who went to victory lane in the 500. Vedarvu ended up going to victory lane at Pocono. Silver Fox has been to victory lane twice this season, and Drew Austin won at Las Vegas earlier on this season. So the only Dodge driver not to go to victory lane so far is Joshua Michaels, and he would love to make it 5 for 5 as far as the Everham drivers of going to victory lane this season, as now Emilio Navarrete moves into 2nd. Henry Nova was caught awfully quickly, and now they're starting to freight train him. I think it's going to be just a matter of time for Alan Tanker before he's going to see that neon yellow Subway Ford Fusion right up in his rearview mirror. That's his teammate, by the way, as well. Navarrete and Tanker actually went to victory lane back-to-back weeks. It was Navarrete first, and then it was Alan Tanker, and right now, Navarrete trying to run down Alan Tanker. Neither one of those drivers are in the hunt for the championship, so they're both just trying to finish out the season as best they can with wins, as Joshua Michaels is kind of utilizing the 99 to help him get up here in the battle for the lead as well. Back here in 4th place, Trent Dunham, and then got Richard Johnson now all of a sudden up here in the 5th position, as he was able to get around his teammate from Joe Gibbs Racing for a slot inside the top 5. And we talked about how he and Alan Tanker are both in a good tussle for 14th in the point standings. The top 2 of the non-chasers in points come in separated by only 1 position. Tanker currently leading, Johnson in 5th. So those two continue that battle here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Let's see if there are a few other surprises up inside the top 10. I actually just see one right now. 7th place, John Cittadino. 2 of the Earnhardt Ganassi cars, Dunham and Cittadino, having good runs tonight. We saw Eugene DeMax up here up front for a while after he started on the outside of the front row, but the defending champ trying to just finish out the season best he can. And wait a minute, he just went to the high side because I think, yes, Nova's coming to pit road. So is Michaels, so is Navarrete. We got pit stops going on here. Tristan Folks is on pit road. Looked like maybe was that Trent Dunham? No, I don't think that was Trent Dunham. Who was that that came down pit road? Let's see if we can find out. The other drivers who came. Michael Norman came down. Cody Lamas coming down pit road. There goes Tristan Folks. There goes Nick Barney. McCrory. Chris Washer. There goes Michaels off pit road. Let's find out if Tanker, the leader, is going to come down pit road this time. Here he comes, along with Trent Dunham. Dylan Young back there. Eugene DeMax is back there. And I don't think... Well, maybe someone stayed out. There's Cole Daly, Radigan, Danny Wells. Wow, lots of drivers coming down pit road here. Good heavens. And there's the guy who was the leader, Richard Johnson. He's coming down pit road now. Austin LaPlante was in second. He's going to come off pit road. Or come onto pit road, I should say. And Richard Johnson, wait a minute. Oh, I thought he almost missed his pit stall for a moment there. Close call for the FedEx Toyota. Almost did miss his pit stall. You see Charles Jackson, his teammate, just completed his pit stop. Austin LaPlante is now off. Zach Rogers and now Richard Johnson comes off pit road. The lead is going to cycle over, I would think, again to Alan Tanker in the 16. But he's got to get back around here and pass Richard Johnson, who I believe is just now coming off the back straightaway. So Tanker trying to catch him. Yeah, there you see Austin LaPlante. So the next car would be Richard Johnson. And he will bypass him. So move Alan Tanker after the cycle of pit stops back up to the top position. We've only had one caution flag tonight. It was for a 3-car incident. Dougie Shears, Tristan Folks, Rohit Arvo. Since then, we've been clean and green. Pit stops have taken place here. And as Tanker hits the stripe, and we're going to see if they officially score him as the leader again. Yes, they do. He is still the leader. There are a total of 7 laps to go here tonight at Texas. The Ford streak looks like it's going to remain intact and move to 5 races. It would be the 4th win in 5 weeks that Roush Fenway has picked up. They're second with Alan Tanker. Tanker currently the leader. Whoa, wait a minute. I was just about to do a full field rundown here, but we got the 22 of Tristan Folks causing havoc here. A Ford holding up a Ford. Tanker's got to get down to the bottom, and he will do so now. But here comes Joshua Michaels. What a big run Michaels got. And Navarrete now starts to close in on this too. 2 of these 3 leaders are Fords. The one guy that's trying to break the streak, Joshua Michaels there, now goes to the inside line as this battle is on between these two. Navarrete is back in 3rd, and why don't we actually go to our ticker while we watch this battle for the lead to find out who's actually inside the top 10 now. Richard Johnson 4th. Henry Nova's now 5th. Citadino in 6th. His teammate Trent Dunham is 7th. Austin LaPlante is 8th. Michael Norman 9th. And now James Silverfox has moved himself up to 10th place. You got 2 Roush cars, 2 Earnhardt Ganassi cars, 2 Evercam cars, and 2 Joe Gibbs Racing cars up here inside the top 10. The only 2 that are not teammates are Austin LaPlante out of Michael Waltrip Racing and Michael Norman out of Michael Norman Motorsports. As we are currently looking at the leader, Joshua Michaels, battle on for second now between teammates Emilio Navarrete and Alan Tanker. Joshua Michaels, a former winner in the Truck Series. I believe that win came back either at Kansas or Chicagoland. I can't remember which one. But Joshua Michaels has yet to pick up a victory here in the Snickers Cup Series. He made his debut last season driving the number 10 for Stewart-Haas Racing. This season, the 10 moved over to Everham Motorsports in a Dodge. Joshua Michaels has been having a rather dismal season here, 36th in the point standings coming into this race. But now Alan Tanker's been able to clear Emilio Navarrete for second. He may be able to try and run down Joshua Michaels. 2 laps to go. Can those 2 Fords out of Roush Fenway Racing work together to run down the Everham Dodge here and continue the streak of Ford wins and move it to 5? Michaels the leader. Tanker in second. 3rd is Emilio Navarrete. 2 of those drivers have been to victory lane recently. 1 of those drivers has never been to victory lane in the Snickers Cup Series. White flag in the air. Can Michaels hang on? Joshua Michaels trying to pick up yet another win this season for Dodge. It would be the 5th win of the season for the Dodge team. Make that actually 6th. My apologies. Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember back now. Yeah, it would be the 6th win of the season for Dodge. But there's a Dodge teammate up ahead. Rohit Arvu coming out of turn 4 for the final time. Doesn't look like he'll encounter him. Joshua Michaels goes to victory lane for the first time in his career in the Snickers Cup Series. He wins the AAA Texas 500 tonight here at Texas Motor Speedway. So many different things accomplished tonight for that number 10 Valvoline Dodge team. Joshua Michaels, his first career Snickers Cup Series win in 2 seasons. Since making his debut back at the beginning of Season 5, but also, out of every driver Everham Motorsports has had this season now, everyone has gone to victory lane at least once. The 43 has been under two pilots, Barney Ward and Rohit Arbu. Both have gone to victory lane. Barney Ward at Daytona, Rohit Arbu at Pocono. James Silverfox in the 19 has gone to victory lane 2 times this season. Drew Austin went to victory lane at Las Vegas earlier on this season, and now Joshua Michaels completes the sweep for Everham Motorsports tonight. He becomes the final driver in that team to go to victory lane. Every single Everham Dodge driver has won here in Season 6. And what a great win for Joshua Michaels. This should help him as far as momentum heading into next season, as he will be leaving Everham Motorsports, moving over to Red Bull Racing in the 82. But he will go over to that team as a former Snickers Cup Series winner as he wins here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. And what a great run tonight. What a great race for Joshua Michaels. Never really fell outside of the top 10, or really out of the top 5, all night long. What a great win for that number 10 team. Alan Tanker and Emilio Navarrete, they'll finish second and third, but the streak for the Fords comes to an end at 4. It was Navarrete, Tanker, Young, and Shears, but it will be Joshua Michaels in a Dodge ending that streak here tonight. Richard Johnson and Henry Nova, great run for those two Joe Gibbs Racing teammates. They'll get 4th and 5th. It'll be interesting to see where their third teammate, Charles Jackson, the points leader, finished tonight. We'll find that out in a moment. 5th place, or 6th place rather, I should say, John Cittadino, a great run for him, as he's the defending champ. He will not be the defending champ heading into Season 7, but still a great run as he's trying to finish out the season well. Michael Norman, very nice run tonight for that. Michael Norman Racing Chevy in 7th. Trent Dunham, great run tonight here in front of his home fans. He'll get 8th. 9th place was Austin LaPlante and his teammate Cody Lamas, the Truck Series winner, going to get 10th. So you have 2 teammates finishing one behind the other in 2nd, 3rd. Those are the Roush Fenway Fords. 2 teammates finishing behind each other in 4th and 5th. Those are Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas. And then 2 teammates finishing behind each other in 9th and 10th, being out of Michael Waltrip Racing. Then you got the 2 Everham cars. Or not Everham, I'm sorry, 2 Earnhardt Ganassi cars, finishing 6th and 8th in John Cittadino and Trent Dunham. So apparently it was a good night for teammates. But anyway, let's find out where the rest of our chasers end up finishing this race. As it looks like only no chasers finished in the top 10 tonight. Oh my goodness, let's find out where they all finished. Looks like James Silverfox was actually the highest finishing chaser. He'll finish in 11th. Tim Walsh was 12th, and 13th was John Radigan. So they came away with some really decent finishes. Then you got Drew Austin. He got a nice solid run in 15th place. So 3 of the 4 Everham cars finished inside the top 15 tonight, with Michaels winning. Dougie Shears, actually, last week's winner, and we saw him get involved in that wreck. He finished 16th place. What a comeback finish for him. Jake Cole finished in 17th place. Charles Jackson will still be the points leader, and his lead's going to grow now over Cole Daly by 2 more points as he finishes 18th. Sean Headley 19th, and Cole Daly finished in 20th. So now the points lead will be, I believe, 21 points heading into next week's race at Talladega Superspeedway. Charles Jackson over Cole Daly. The rest of our chasers finished in these positions. Anthony McCurry in 21st. Madison Sieber, the pole sitter, finished all the way back in the 23rd place. Danny Wells, didn't really talk about him all night. He finished in 29th place. Sean Galligan was in 31st. And then William Duncan, who I thought was actually going to be up there due to the fact that the Fords have been on such a momentum streak, he finished in the 34th position here tonight. Only one driver finished a lap down. That was Tristan Folks. Everybody else finished the race and on the lead lap. So quite an unusual race here at Texas. At least it wasn't a wreck fest, and it came down to some good pit strategy and fuel mileage. So really a good race here to finish off what's been an incredible race weekend here at Texas Motor Speedway. And Joshua Michaels picks up his first career win in the Snickers Cup Series. Hope you guys enjoyed this race. If you did, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, become part of the group today. Here comes your official finishing results, overall points standings, rookie points, and chase points heading into next week's race. Next week, we head to the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway before we head to Zen Joltis for the season finale. Anything can happen at those 2 tracks, and I'm certain anything will happen. Hope you'll be tuning in to those events as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. here they come off the final corner, and oh, one of them was John Zinedino, the leader! Zinedino, the pole sitter. There goes Madison Saber off. There goes Ralph Mason, second in points off. Oh my